So the strange thing about this movie, Deep Impact, that came out in 1998, as we've talked about before, is that it seems to have predicted all these events that occurred over a decade after the movie was released, such as the election of Barack Obama 10 years later in 2008, the launching of the space shuttle Atlantis, the resignation of Secretary Geithner in 2013, and in 2014, just in the past month, the first ever landing of a spacecraft on a comet and the launching of the Orion spacecraft, both of which were depicted in the movie as well. But the movie not only accurately predicted future events of the past decade, apparently it got the science right as well. This is an article about astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, who has critiqued the physics in different movies in the past, pointing out different scientific errors that are depicted in popular Hollywood movies. But it says of all the films discussed at length, the only one that Tyson appeared to have praise for was the 1998 movie Deep Impact. So this movie isn't just another Hollywood fantasy. It has accurately predicted real events that have been happening, and according to an acclaimed astrophysicist, it also got the science right. So this may actually be a government-sponsored film. I mean, I don't know that, but this may actually be the way they chose to warn us about what's coming without causing a mass panic and anarchy. So if you haven't seen the movie, the basic plot is a comet is going to hit the Earth. The government knows it's coming but keeps it secret until the last minute when a journalist discovers the truth about it by accident. Then the president in the movie makes an announcement that they are going to send up a spacecraft to land on the comet and drill in nuclear explosives, hoping to push the comet out of the way or something like that. But then after they do that, it doesn't work, and the president makes another announcement that the explosions cause the comet to split in half and that both pieces are on a collision course with the Earth. And in the movie, they actually say that the first half of the comet will hit the Atlantic Ocean, creating a tidal wave that will hit the east coast of the United States, destroying the coastal cities. And they say that the second half of the comet will hit Western Canada, causing the skies to go dark from the dust for 2 years. And then also in the movie, they actually give the date and time of the impact as 4:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on August 16th, which they say in the movie is roughly a year from now, quote unquote. That's what the president says in the clip. So I'm not saying they would give us the true date of the impact in this movie. I mean, I don't really think that they would. But I did notice, though, that the Rosetta spacecraft landing on a comet for the first time ever matched the plot of that movie, and that occurred November 12th. But the spacecraft actually reached the comet on August 6th, 2014. And when I saw this, I recognized the date because that was the exact anniversary of the bombing of Hiroshima. And we've been seeing multiple Hiroshima references in the last few months. And the other thing is August 16th next year, which is the date of the impact in the movie, next year in 2015, that lands 2 days before Tuesday the 18th, which has been a watch since last year. So, I mean, that's just an observation. I'm not saying that's a true date of the impact or anything like that. I actually don't really think that. They may have been purposely misleading us there. But also next year in 2015, August 6th, will be exactly 70 years from Hiroshima. So that's just another observation, like I said. I don't think the movie would tell us the date of the impact. I could be wrong. I don't really think they would. And I don't trust everything these movies predict. They do, obviously, the movies accurately predict future events, but like I said, I don't trust everything they say. However, I do trust what the Bible says because the Bible has been accurately predicting many events in recent years, and the Bible indicates the impact will occur sometime between now and 2016 or 2017 through 2024 at the very latest. And I also thought that was interesting, the 2024 thing, because 10 years after the comet landing that just occurred last month in November 2014, 10 years after that will be 2024. Because remember, Michio Kaku said if they put the rockets on the comet a decade before it was due to hit Earth, then they might be able to move it out of the way. Well, they landed on a comet for the first time last month on November 12th, 2014, and 10 years after that would be 2024, which is the last possible year the biblical texts indicate that a comet will hit. So, I mean, I don't have time to go into that. For more information on that, you can check the links in the description below. I just thought that was an interesting thing. And the other timing clue that the Bible gives seems to indicate that it will occur during or after the holiday season. We discussed that in the Revelation 11 video linked below. And then also we know that the Bible says the asteroid impact will darken the sky for, it seems to indicate that it will darken the sky for 3 years, because we know 3 days can also be years. And 3 years is different from what the movie says. The movie indicates it will be, the skies will be darkened for 2 years after the impact. So that again indicates that the movie didn't get everything right. So that means that the date may also be wrong in that movie. So just another reason to not trust what they're saying. And that also indicates they did not get their information from the Bible, because the Bible, it seems pretty clear that the darkness lasts for 3 days, which is years. It can also be years, or 3 years, not 2 years. So it seems like maybe the movie got their data from, I don't know, something else. Maybe a real event that insider scientists are predicting. I don't know. But anyway, I can't show the clips from the movie here, but I left a link below in the description to another video that has the clips from the movie Deep Impact. It's called, the link below is called Asteroid, Ancient and Modern Warnings of Coming Impact. So you can check that out if you want to. It's linked below. But here's the other thing. Next week, there's a mini-series called Ascension that is due to air on December 15th on the SciFi channel. And according to Wiki right here, the mini-series was also inspired by Project Orion. So it has the movie Deep Impact here, and then it says it has the mini-series Ascension right here, inspired by Project Orion. So we have the Orion spacecraft that launched on December 5th. Then exactly a week later, the release of the movie Exodus, which in the Bible represents the escape. And then a few days after that, the airing of the miniseries Ascension, which also alludes to the rescue. I mean, this is so bizarre because we've looked at the Exodus story before. It's actually about the rescue and the asteroid impact. The sea covering the Egyptians represents the tsunami from the asteroid hitting the sea. That's in Revelation 17. And the 10 plagues in the story of Exodus are very similar to the 7 plagues in the book of Revelation, which refer to the asteroid impact. And the 10 plagues are exactly what would happen after an asteroid impact. So again, if you want more information about that, we talk about it in the video on the 7 trumpets, which is linked below. So a lot of what's in the Bible is code describing a future asteroid impact and the political climate surrounding the event, and also the after effects caused by the dust that darkens the sky for 3 years. So again, days can also represent years. The texts tell us that. And these plagues here are what we know will scientifically happen after that impact. The darkening of the sky from the dust, that's in Revelation 9. Then the death of the plant and animal life, followed by an increase of gnats and flies, the boils on their skin from nuclear meltdown, etc. So again, check the links below for more information on that. I think it's in the 7 trumpets video. So I've said before that I don't agree with this movie's depiction of the Israelites, but it's possible this movie is not really about the historical Exodus, but rather about an event that's coming in the future. Because notice the white horse right here. The biblical texts indicate that the white horse will go forth conquering, but will be destroyed by the asteroid impact, which again hits the sea and causes a huge tsunami. So that was interesting. Okay, so the white horse is the first seal, and it actually goes forth conquering at the rise of the Roman Empire. So it's not actually right here. It's actually much further before that. I mean, I didn't have room in this chart right here. The white horse conquering started way back with Constantine when he began using the Christian cross as a war symbol. And that white horse is connected to the fourth beast of Daniel, because that it clearly says was the Roman Empire. So the fact that the white horse started conquering during the Roman Empire connects those two. It's complex, but I mean, again, I have a video on the 7 seals in a link below right here, these 7 seals. So if you want more information on that, just check the links below this video for a full explanation of that. But the point is, the white horse in the biblical text represents, it's another representation of the beast that will be destroyed by the asteroid impact, that new world order. So that's actually what the texts say. Again, check the links below for more information on that. But that's in the picture right here. The white horse that represents the beast that will be destroyed by the asteroid impact, the tidal wave. That's also what Jeremiah says will destroy, quote unquote, Babylon. Babylon is another name for the world government. It says that in the text. Egypt is the other name for it. That's also in the text. Clearly says that Egypt is a spiritual name. I mean, I know it's complex, but now I think that this movie right here that's actually coming out today, I think this might actually be about a coming event. I mean, I still say it would be a bad depiction of those who will be saved if it's not depicting a diverse group, because we know the texts tell us it will be a multitude of all tribes that will escape. But I just wanted to point out that it seems like it's talking about a future event that's coming, because notice in the trailer, if you go listen to it, Christian Bale says something is coming, and it shows a huge tsunami, a huge tidal wave when he says that. And that reminded me of Christian Bale's scene in the Batman movie where Anne Hathaway says there's a storm coming. So I wonder if there's a connection there. But here's the other thing that someone else mentioned. This movie that releases on December 17th, Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, which releases on the first day of Standard Hanukkah this year, next Wednesday, which I thought was kind of unusual since I thought most films release on Friday. But anyway, I'm not sure why IMDb says that, but thank you to the person who pointed this out, because this is also connected to the asteroid warnings. The 5 armies is a reference to the story in Joshua, which is about 5 kings and their 5 armies. And in that story, there are great stones from heaven that fall on them. So that's another reference to the asteroid impact. It says the sun stood still on that day and the moon stayed. So the earth actually stopped turning for a whole day during this event. And it says there was no day like it before or after. And that's a reference to what Jesus said about the tribulation that's coming in the future. So this seems to be about the future event as well, the asteroid impact and the tribulation after that, because remember the prophetic perfect tense, which is the scholarly belief that some of these events in the Bible were written as though they happened in the past, but they actually depict something that's coming in the future. So that's pretty much it. I'm out of time. I'll let you go. Again, if you want more information about any of this, check the links below the video. Just click on show more down here, and there are tons of links that go into more detail. So thank you to everyone who's making this research possible. Again, I hope you have a good holiday, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.